Okay, in life cycle models, there are so many life cycle models you come across. Okay, so waterfall model, V model, agile methodology. Okay, so along with those one, you may come up with okay. So spiral model, rapid application development model, okay, prototype model, like there's so many other models you come across. We go one by one. Okay, so far we were discussing like waterfall model and V model. So then we can go for like agile methodology. Okay, so agile methodology is important. Okay, this one we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, I'll come up with in detail. So agile methodology we'll discuss tomorrow session. So we can go for okay. Remember, most of the projects people were using like V model, and these days clients are uh, shifting to agile methodology. Okay. Okay. So these models not at all important, but we'll try to discuss. You should aware of like what is what exactly. Very high level. You try to remember. Sir, the spiral model, RAD, means rapid application development model, and fish prototype model. These models nowadays nobody is using. During starting days of your IT industry, people were using, and nowadays nobody is using this. So you can say like expired models. You can say okay, but you should be aware of like what is what exactly. Okay, so during starting days of your IT industry, like mm, IT industry was not developing that much, right? So even so many people not aware of like how to come up with. So at that point of time, clients also doesn't know like which kind of features, which kind of requirements we may give to company for developing project. Okay, so at that point of time, meanwhile the exact requirements they also clients also doesn't have. So at that point of time, these features, these applications, these models came into picture. Okay, so these three models, almost all models, advantages and disadvantages will come across same. Meanwhile, process also same, but this little bit will get varied. Okay, so the primary is like whenever you don't have stable requirements or clear requirements. So at that point of time, you can go for like spiral model or rapid application development model or prototype model. So before that, when you can go for waterfall model, V model, whenever you have stable requirements. Meanwhile, 100% clear requirements before starting a project. So at that point of time, you can go for like either waterfall model or V model. Okay. But here in this situation, you don't have clear requirements. Okay. So during starting days, so what are the requirements client is having? He will give it to you. For that one, you will come up with analysis, design, development, testing, then release it to the customer. So once customer receives that application, he may not feel comfortable or he may not satisfied or that application may be having so many issues. Even we also doesn't know like how we develop our application, right? So we don't have that much expected. So then he will give it back to you again. Okay. Then you will try to develop once again, you will try to modify, then give it back to, again you will be coming up with analysis, design, development, testing, design, maintenance, and release it to customer. These two cycles means like in between development and testing, in between like customer and company, these two cycles will be repeatedly happening until whole application gets ready. Okay, so that is nothing but like your spiral model. That means see here, plan. So initially determine objectives and alternatives of constraints. Okay, so then plan next phases, develop next level product, evaluate alternatives, identify and resolution. So for each and everything, requirements, concept, first you are getting concept, so requirement, design, implement. So this cycle should be repeatedly happening. Okay, this cycle should be repeatedly happening. So determine objectives means what is the objective, any alternatives are there, any constraint, goals and objectives simply have the same. Okay, then you will plan for next phase development, next level product. Okay, so these cycles will be repeatedly happening. Okay, so repetitive task, analysis, design and development, repeatedly these tasks will be happening. So that's why we are considering it as like spiral model. So what are the strengths are okay, so the major disadvantage of waterfall model and V model is what is the major disadvantage? Once whole application gets ready, then only customers will be able to see the application. So once he see, he may feel like, oh, this is very simple application, why they have taken this much time? Like that, you may get very bad impression, right? But until and unless they see like which kind of issues we may face and these things, they may not realize. But these models, the advantage is like at every phase there will be customers looking what exactly is happening. So that is the advantage of like the system in early phase. So in all these spiral model or rapid application development model or agile methodology or prototype model, client people will be able to see customers in early phases itself. The design have to be perfect. Okay, so you may not have to come up with like perfect design. Why? The requirements are not at all stable, right? So rough design you can come up with. Okay, and you can go for like implementation phase. Critical high risk functions are developed first. Okay, so you'll be always communicating with your client, so at the time to time the requirements may change, right? So requirements priority may get changed, so at that time he'll be telling, so critical risk functions are high severity at priority modules may get developed first. So that is the advantage of like spiral model. Okay, early feedback you can get it from client people, that means like users. Okay, so these are the advantages of like your spiral model. What are the disadvantages? Okay, model is complex, so it will never go end. That means like the requirements never get end, so the project may continue forever. Okay, so model is complex, user are unsure for their needs, that is the major drawback of this model. So what exactly they want, clients, okay, they are not confident, so whatever they get into mind they will give it to you, so it's a little bit difficult to come up with this kind of models. Okay, developers must be reassigned, that means repetitive tasks needs to be done again and again. Spiral may continue indefinitely. Okay, so it may continue forever. Okay, time spent for evaluating risks too large for small or even if it is small project. Okay, so it may take too much time for delivery and so many phases, so many issues you may face. Okay, so this model is complex, so users are not confident about their needs, so developers may get a chance like repeatedly same kind of task. So these are the different disadvantages of your spiral model. Okay, then we can go for like rapid application development model. Okay, so when you can go for this model is same story whenever you don't have very clear requirements. So at that point of time, you can go for like rapid application development model. So today your requirement is making car. Let us suppose. So you go to company, you'll give that requirement making car feature. Okay. So they will develop and give it to you. You will be using. After few days, it's done. Okay. So that is your requirement. Making car feature is your requirement. Analysis, design, development, testing, release, and maintenance system. Then you release it to the customer. He will be using. After few days, client is coming up with enhancement. Remember, this is not change request. This is enhanced. Change request means like not existing functionality change. Okay, this is enhancement they are coming up with. Okay, so SMS they come up with. Then the existing functionality with making call you will be integrating with, you will be enhancing with SMS. Okay, you will develop and give it to the customers. You will be using. Okay, so after few days you are coming up with MMS. After few days you'll be coming up with MMS. After few days you'll be coming up with 2G. After few days 3G. Like that, the product is slowly step by step is enhancing. Okay, so rapidly your application is developing, right? So these kind of features, these kind of process, if you follow, that is nothing but like rapid application development model. Okay, today you have one requirement. For that one, analysis, design, development, testing, release, and maintenance done is completed. You will be using. After few days, this IT industry, like the client requirements are not stable, right? It's frequently changing. So after few days, client is coming up with some enhancements, some one more feature like MMS. So at that time, like this, so this kind of features, this kind of implementation, you can consider as rapid application development model. So reduce your cycle time and improve productivity. Fewer people means lower cost. Okay. So this one very less people try to get involved in this model. Okay. So why means the recommends for these kinds of applications very one feature, two features will be working with. You don't be having like so many features. Okay. Focus moved directly from documentation to code. So here exact high level design or low level design or exact design you don't want to come up with. Rough design, very high level design you can come up with, and you can go for implementation direct. Why means these features may get changed again, right? So time box approach will be, time box will be less, right? Okay, so uses modeling concepts to capture information about business data and process. Okay, so here for developing this kind of applications very quickly you will get data from your customers. Okay, process also, you for this kind of projects time to time the process may get varied. Time to time the process may get varied. Okay, time boxes also may not be fixed. Okay, so these are the advantages of, okay, so your rapid application development model. Okay, so disadvantages are risk of never achieving closure, so it may go forever. So hard to use with legacy systems. Complex systems you have to go for this model means it's very difficult. Requires a system that can be modularized. Okay, so each and modularized means like a reusability kind of stuff, right? So the modularized kind of system required. Developers and customers must be committed to rapid fire activities in an abbreviated time span. So at this, see, the normally the thing is, if this is rapid application development model means, you'll be frequently communicating with customers. So at that point of time, whatever you committed, you should deliver. Otherwise, you'll get very bad impression. That is the major drawback of like rapid application development model or spiral model or prototype model. In all of these models, this is the major drawback. Okay, so if you are not committing your deadlines, you will get very bad interest. So that is a major drawback of rapid application development. Okay, okay. Then you will come across like prototype model. Okay, prototype model is nothing but like again you will come across like analysis, design, development, testing, and revision maintenance. Whatever you come up with like in all other models, but only one point it will get changed. As soon as you gather requirements, those requirements you come up with like quick design. That design you will make it as a prototype. Okay, as soon as you receive requirements from client, those requirements you will come up with like very quick design. Once you make design, okay, so for that design you will be making it as like prototype, like ppt kind of stuff. Okay, you will send that prototype to client for review. He will give you review comments. You'll work on those review comments. Then that prototype, you'll move it to design. That means like for your next phase. This is only the difference from other models. Why you are calling it as prototype is like in analysis phase itself, you are coming up with quick design. That design you are sending it for client for review. So that's why this model we are considering it as like prototyping model. Okay, so that is the reason. So you're gathering requirements, you're coming up with quick design. The design you're making it as like prototype, send it to customer for review and refine requirements. So what are the review comments he is giving, you will be updating those review comments, then it will go to design. So that's why this model you are considering it as like prototyping model. Except this, each and everything is same after that. Okay, so quick design you are considering it as prototype. So that's why you are considering it as prototype model. Okay, so developers build a prototype during requirement phase itself. They will send it to review. Prototype will be evaluated by end users. So users give correct feedback. So then developers further refines the prototype. Then they will be coming up with development activities. Okay, okay. Then advantages. Same advantages you'll come across. Okay, customers can see the system requirements at the preliminary phase. Okay, more accurate end product. Why means developers customers are seeing at each and every phase, right? So whatever you're developing here, they are seeing. So more accurate product you can deliver. Flexible design and development. So developers are in all of these phases like spiral model or rapid application development model, prototype model, or even agile methodology. Developers and all, not only developers, testers also will be communicating with customers. So customers what exactly they they want, what exactly their expectations. Okay, that is what you will get to know, learn so many things from customers. Okay, so that is the major advantage of like this. Then disadvantages. Okay, clients, okay, may not be having like a prototype delivered. Okay, initially, so they want a prototype, so that is little bit difficult. So means like immediately you have to deliver prototype means you have to work little bit stretch. Okay, process may continue forever, so overall maintainability may be overlapped. Okay, So these all are the different disadvantages of your, okay. Okay, so these are nothing but like different life cycle models you come across. So, okay. Then any questions before? Okay, no questions means okay. Then 2 hours will make means agile methodology. It will take 1 hour. 1 hour it may not take 40 to 50 minutes. It will take. Then we can go for like standards. Okay, testing standards. And one more thing. Uh, what is that? Use cases. Okay, use cases. That is also important. Okay, use cases. So that is also we'll try to discuss. So by tomorrow we can finish it up like our manual testing. Okay, fine. Yeah, yeah. V model, V model you can say, but even these days most of the clients are preferring to go for like agile methodology. But until and unless you get a chance to work, but I will come up with like in detail. Okay, in such a manner I will come up with. So agile methodology also you can say. Okay. Yeah, for past these days, so for past 1 year or 1.5 year, it's getting famous. Yeah, earlier agile methodology people were not using. Earlier also using, but very less projects, very limited projects. Okay, but these days most of the projects earlier two of my projects were using like V model, but nowadays they shifted to agile methodology. Okay, so that is all. Okay, what else?